Once upon a time, there was this bamboo cutter who cut trees in the mountain. But one day, he came across a glowing bamboo stalk. It was glowing brighter than the sun, and as he walked towards it, it began to sprout. And what was inside the bamboo stalk was a girl. He took the girl home, and when he showed it to his wife and what happened next, he knew at that moment greatness was to come. But with greatness comes sacrifice.
What's up, guys? I'm Christina.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to Average Anime Reviews, where we get to be reviewing some of our favorite animes that we have watched in the previous season. Now, before we get started, just so you guys know, there's going to be a few spoilers here and there in this review, so please take some precaution. Now, this time we decided to do things a bit different. This time we're going to be watching and reviewing a movie.
And this week's anime review is Kaguya-hime no Monogatari, which is also known as
The Tale of Princess Kaguya. And what this movie is all about, it explores the life of the tale of Princess Kaguya herself. Now, as Christopher mentions, this takes place in the mountains, where a lot of bamboo cutters cut down bamboos for a living in order to make their daily income. When the bamboo cutter found the young girl, he decided to show it to his wife and decided to adopt her and raise her. In the movie, in a short amount of time, you can see that she has quickly blossomed from a young, cute little baby to a young teenager to a young adult. In a lot of cases, you guys can see she's just like a bamboo. In the beginning of the movie, you guys can notice that apparently she didn't really have a name. However, one of her very close friends, known as Sutemaru, has given her the nickname known as Little Bamboo. And I find that to be really cute. However, when she was a young adult at her coming of age party, she was given the name as Kaguya. In the movie, you can also see that the young girl's father has decided to go back to the same place where he has found his daughter, in the same bamboo stalk. And apparently it was glowing. And since it wasn't blossoming, it turned out to continuously glowing for some reason. And he doesn't know why. So he decided to cut down the bamboo stalk, and well, he found a huge amount of gold. I'm not so sure how much it's worth, but it was more than enough to sustain his whole family. For that, he has decided to move his family out of the village. Now, ever since the young girl had to move out of her hometown in the village, it caused her to be kind of sad and unhappy because she really misses her friends. And apparently she didn't have a chance to have that pheasant soup. Also, when they moved into the mansion, her father was living and enjoying the high life of the perks of what it means to be rich. And when his family moved into the mansion, he has some personal motives for himself, and that includes becoming a minister. He also took the measures of hiring some kind of teacher or some kind of tutor to help the young girl become a princess and how to act like one properly, which is very weird. This movie also contains her love life, and man, I kind of feel bad for the young girl. In the movie, there was even a point where her father wanted his daughter to marry some guy with more money. Once the guys heard about the young girl's beauty throughout the whole town, apparently they came running to the yard, or shall I say the mansion, to try to win the young girl's heart. Luckily, later on in the movie, this has led to the top 5 contenders to see who will win her heart and win the title of becoming the young princess husband. Oh boy. They even compared her to priceless artifacts that seem to be unattainable or even non-existent. And well, let's just say that the young Princess Kaguya has plans for them. For Bachelor number 1, he compared her to the priceless jewel branch found in Mount Horai in China. Well, if you guys want to know the results, I can tell you. Unfortunately, he kind of lied his way back into her life. He nearly succeeded in doing so. However, the artisans who created the jeweled branch didn't really compensate them properly. And as soon as everyone found out, he ran away like a goon. And for the rest of the bachelors who are trying to win her heart, will kind of lead to the same or similar fate. Unfortunately, she's also dealing with more mess in her hand. And it has to involve the moon. And what happens next? Well, you guys kind of had to watch the movie in order to find out. Because, guys, this contains a lot of feels.
Now, when it comes to the characters in this anime, there are 3 characters that are focused in this anime. But we'll first start off with the princess herself. Now, in the beginning of the anime, the princess was just a normal girl, hanging out with her friends, doing randomness, chasing pheasants, and just having a good time. She was a fun, outgoing character who just wanted to live the simple life. But as her father, Okina, discovered the gold, he had different plans for her. And as Christina mentions, they moved out of the mountains and they tried to make her into an actual princess. Now the chemistry between the princess and Okina, the father, in the beginning, all he cared about was raising and loving his new adopted daughter. But when he got that mindset that she's gonna be a princess someday, well, the relationship between them start to fall because he starts to decide what's best for the princess, but without any considering of what she wants. Now when it came to the mother Ona, she still considered, even though she became a princess, her daughter and her daughter only. When she saw her from the beginning to now, when she was a princess, she would always look at her as that little bean sprout that was young and adorable, who loved imitating a frog in the beginning. And the relationship between them was pretty normal, just like a mother-daughter living their daily lives. Now deep inside, I have a feeling with what his husband's decisions were for the young princess, I feel like she was a little bit against it in the beginning, and eventually she just had to go with it. Now when it comes to close to the end of the movie, their perspectives start to change a little bit. After they realize what Kaguya told their parents of what's going to happen, well, their perspectives of what Kaguya should be changed a little bit. But in my opinion, it was a little too late.
And overall, what do we think of the movie? Well, you're gonna have a lot of feels, as I said previously. It is very emotional, especially leading up to the end. Since this movie was made by Studio Ghibli, the director in charge is Takahata-san. Yes, he has worked with Hayao Miyazaki, but he also released some of his previous works in the past, which includes My Neighbor the Yamadas, which shares the similar art style as this movie. And since this movie is very emotional and will bring you into tears, he's also responsible for the film of The Grave of the Fireflies. There's some comedic parts in this movie, don't worry guys, especially with one of her servants or helpers that is helping out around the feast of her coming of age party. And when she smiles, I find it to be really funny. I think it's gonna be a meme, or has already gotten a lot of memes out of that.
Now what did I think about this movie? Well, I liked it. It's a nice change. The art style is depicted kind of like a storybook, and the way they tell it throughout the entire movie felt like an entire storybook, and I thought that was pretty cool. This movie makes you feel like in the beginning, like, oh, this is cute and adorable and greatness was going to come. But as I mentioned in the beginning, sacrifices will happen. And what happens, well, it's pretty rough. You think that something good is going to happen, but in the end, it just makes you feel. Now, if I had any issues with this, is that, well, it was kind of slow paced. It felt like it was dragging on in some parts. And I feel like the relationship between Sukemaru and the princess, I felt like that could have been fleshed out a little bit more into maybe more drama and more comedic scenes. But what they do is very little in my opinion, and I felt like they missed out on an opportunity with it. And I just like how Kaguya is done, and throughout this whole anime, she was totally against what everything her father wanted to do. But eventually she just had to do what her father said, and it was pretty heartbreaking of what she has to do. Greatness can come to somebody, but with greatness, sadness and sacrifices will come. And this is the anime that comes with all that together.
And overall everyone, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.
If you saw this movie, feel free to leave a comment down below of what you thought about it. What were your negatives? What were your positives? If you could recommend something similar to this movie, or just recommend an anime that we should watch, whether it's a movie or a series, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below.
Plus, if you guys want to learn more about the tale of Princess Kaguya herself, I'll be sure to leave the links down below, as well as a written anime review written by me.
Now if you want to watch the movie for yourself, we'll be sure to leave a link down below for you guys to check it out.
And once again everyone, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time at the next average anime review. Take care! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this week's average anime review. If you guys really enjoyed this week's anime review, then click that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more anime reviews, then click that subscribe button down below. If you guys are new and want to see more anime reviews that we've done in the past, then click on the links on the left. And once again everyone, thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a great day and take care.